Hey everybody, it's Brian Tarian here from the Disability Digest. A few minutes late today, expected to go live around 12:05. Excuse me, I had a little technical difficulty, but a couple of things I wanted to catch everybody up on today. One is about unemployment and Social Security disability, which would apply to people that are either people that are receiving unemployment income that are already on benefits, people are receiving unemployment and they're pursuing their disability benefits. So, a couple of talk items on that. I also have my list is over here on another screen, so bear with me. I want to talk about Social Security disability benefits, early retirement, full retirement. Um, but first, before I get into those, I just want to give a kind of a notice, a consumer beware. We've had some challenges here in the last few days where individuals, especially on our YouTube channel, have gone in and they've been contacting individuals saying that they're us from the Disability Digest and they're not offering to help, and ultimately trying to obtain their identities. So here's the thing: if you're going to participate in social media, whether it's here, whether it's anywhere. Hopefully, this you already know this, but make sure that you are aware who you're communicating with and don't let out any of your personal information. Even members here at the Disability Digest, we don't request any personal information like your social security number or anything like that. So it's not us. And if you're communicating with us, it will clearly say the Disability Digest is in the identity on the YouTube channel. So be safe, please. All right. So let's start with early retirement. This is a situation that happened yesterday. Um, an individual had applied for disability a few times and was like, man, I don't want to go through it again. And I don't know why this individual didn't get approved. She was 60 years old. She had worked in a sit down job for 16 years and couldn't do it anymore. She couldn't sit, and uh, also had difficulties using her hands for typing. But anyway, she did not get approved, and she's like, "I'm just going to wait until I get my early retirement, which will be in about 18 months." So I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold up! I just want you to understand your options." That could potentially cost you at least $50,000 between now and the time that you're full retirement age. So here's how this works. If you're approved for disability, this certainly wouldn't apply for you, but maybe you can help somebody else understand this. It's extremely costly if you do qualify for your Social Security disability benefits and you choose not to take those and take the easy path out by just getting your early retirement. And here's why. First of all, you are entitled to back benefits for Social Security disability. So let's say you've been out of work for a year. After 5 months, you're entitled to that check if you prove that you're disabled. So if you've been out of work for a while, you definitely don't want to sacrifice that back income. It could be, let's say it's $1,500 a month and you've got 10 months of back income. It's $15,000 that you let go of. But the biggest hit is this: if you take your early retirement, that's usually about 40% less than your disability amount. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that your early retirement is $1,200. Your disability amount's probably between 15 and 1600. So what happens is you take your early retirement at age 62 and you're stuck with that $1,200 check. That's your check forever, 1200 bucks. Now, if you get approved for disability or when you get approved for disability and you get the 1500, that's your check forever. So run the math on that. It's like $5,000 a year. How long are you going to live? It's a big difference. So if you know people that are kind of like wanting to take the easy way out and they don't want to do the paperwork or deal with Social Security or learn all about it and what they need to do, it's really the kind of the risk reward on that. Okay, there's some questions in here which I will take, but I just want to cover this last item here on unemployment. So again, this applies to people um, that are receiving Social Security disability. Maybe you had a part-time job doing something, $500, $600 a month, Totally legal to do. You can earn up to $940 a month as a reminder. Um, and for some reasons you're not able to work, maybe it's COVID related or whatever it is, and you're collecting unemployment. So, what should you do if you're collecting unemployment? Should you actually, if you're collecting Social Security, should you pursue and look for employment? What if your employer calls you back in, wants to talk to you about going back to work? It's your obligation to be looking for work. That's unemployment. That's part of the criteria. So if you get contacted to go back, you should really do that. So that's not so much the point of this topic. The bigger piece of it is for those that are going through the disability approval process. There's been a ton of unemployment income out there, and people collecting it and applying for disability. How long this will last or longer it will last, I don't know. But here's a few things to consider. If you are contacted by a prior employer, or somebody contacts you to go in and explore the options to work, um, in my opinion, you should, because that's part of the deal with unemployment, right? Now, let's say that you get contacted and it's something that you think you could actually pull off, and you're either starting the process or in the approval process. Well, again, this is my opinion from experience. I definitely feel it's better to work than it is to collect disability income. It's more money, better for you, work as long as you can. That's been my opinion. So, what happens if you have a case going and you're on unemployment, you find a job? Should you try it? Should you take it? What happens there? Well, here's a consideration for you, is that um, if you go back to work and try it and you can pull it off, great. You can always stop your application and start again, right? If you go back to work and that experience doesn't last longer than 3 months, that could actually help your case. It's called a failed work attempt. Just document the limitations, document any special accommodations that you had at work. If you need help doing that and you're a member here, contact us. We can help you do it. So then you think about it this way, you're saying to Social Security, well, listen, I thought I could try to work. I went back, I was there for 6 weeks. I just could do it, man. I could do it. My body hurt. And right. So then that's more evidence to go in your file. Now, if that goes beyond 3 months and up to six, between 3 and 6 months, it's still possible that that's beneficial. It just falls into a different criteria. And I'm just going to talk in general about this. So those failed work attempts are something that could actually help you out. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I just want to see here. I have a few questions I want to take some time to address. I recently got disability and it's sub 500. If I work for a couple years, can I get it up? Okay, okay. All right, so $500. I think if you say sub 500, does that mean that your income is below $500? That's a really small disability check. Usually, a disability check is like at least 900 or 1,000. But I'm going to answer your question anyway. Okay, so you have Social Security disability and Social Security, and this kind of ties into another question. My hunch is if you have a $500 check, it's not a Social Security disability check. That when you applied for your benefits, you didn't have enough work history, you didn't work enough, pay into Social Security, into the FICA tax. Didn't pay enough FICA tax to insure yourself for Social Security disability. So again, Social Security is based on your work history and the amount of tax that you pay primarily over the last 10 years. If you don't qualify for that and you have very low assets, typically as an individual below 1,500, as a couple 2,500, then you're a candidate for SSI or welfare or social insurance. There's a variety of names for it. So let's look at that. I'll answer that question on both. For SSI, if you don't have work history and you want to increase your check and you go back to work and you pay taxes and you're working and you're building up your all of that, then definitely over a 4 or 5 year period, you could get your benefits reinstated and you could move that check from $500, depending on how much you earn, up to the max, which is 26, $2,700. Right. So the difference there. Now, if you're a Social Security disability recipient and you want to increase your check, canceling your benefits, going back to work is certainly an option. I don't see many people do that though. But you just think about it: the more tax you pay into the system, the more you fund your Social Security disability benefit amount. A good way to look at this is to go into your My SSA account, your online Social Security account, and if you don't have one, create one. And if you go under the estimated benefits tab, you'll see it'll show you. And then you can dig into your earnings history, like what you make each year and taxes, and you want to avoid having zeros. So, um, all right. So that is okay. I will take time. I have one more question here I do want to take. How do I find a new doctor to get my medical records up to date? Okay. Um, It's a good question. So I actually had a conversation like that this morning. I it it depends. There's a lot of variables there, but you could have insurance. You might not have insurance. So I'll talk to both. Let's start with no insurance, no income. You need to see your doctors in order to get approved for benefits. It's part of the criteria. So what do you do? First of all, there's your local county resources. The county usually has access to low cost, no cost treatment options. So it's one. Second one is your Center for Independent Living. And if you're a member here, contact us. We can guide you to your respective ones. We have tools to do that. But what you want to do is you want to contact these respective organizations, say, listen, I am in this situation. For example, I'm out of work. I'm not able to work and I don't have insurance and I have low to no financial resources. What options are there for me to get treatment? And there could be clinics, they're common. Certain hospitals have options for clinics, and counties have funding to help with situations like that. So there isn't a constant across the US from what we see. So you need to dig into your local community and find out what is going on there and get into treatment for sure. That's a great question. So, um, anyway, that is all the time that I have for today. So, just to recap, we talked about the unemployment piece, the retirement piece. Be safe online, folks. And last and in closing, I want to thank you for your time and attention here at the Disability Digest. On these events, we address like big picture items, concepts, and ideas. If you are looking for more individual, customized approach, like if you're trying to get approved for your disability benefits, you can come in. We have tools. You can do it all on your own. Save the $6,000 that you might have to pay in legal fees by using our course, part of the membership. Or if you're already on benefits, we review benefits for you, part of your membership. It's free. We help people, save thousands of dollars or find benefits that they didn't know they're entitled to, or stop payment on things that they're paying for they don't need to. So that type of stuff. So come join us. Below the replay will be a link for a membership. Um, and of course, if you have any questions, comments, topics you'd like to know more about, put them in the show notes. Thanks again, everybody. Happy Friday. Make it a great day. Till the next time.